My name is Rachel Brennan, and if you'd asked my brother, he would have told you I was the family mistake who got pregnant at 19 and never recovered. I stood in the back of St. Augustine's Chapel, watching Marcus adjust his boutonniere under crystal chandeliers, and 14 years of his certainty that he was better than me crystallized into something sharp and waiting. My daughter Emma sat beside me in her navy dress, the one we'd picked out together, the one that made her gray eyes look silver. She was 13, quiet, brilliant, and according to Marcus, not the right fit for his wedding photos. Marcus was 4 years older, a financial consultant with a leased Mercedes and a tone that could make generosity sound like an invoice. He'd graduated with honors, married at the right time. Well, this was his second wedding, but we didn't talk about Jennifer anymore. At family dinners, my parents framed his life as the template, the standard I'd failed by getting pregnant in college, by raising Emma alone, by choosing a career they didn't understand. He called me sweet, scrappy, doing my best. And Emma? She was shy, he'd say. Special. Better suited to smaller gatherings. 3 weeks before the wedding, Marcus called. Rachel, we need to talk about the seating chart. Okay, I said, halfway through reviewing a grant proposal. Veronica's family is significant, old money. The optics matter. He paused. I think it's better if Emma sits this one out. I set my pen down. You're uninviting your niece. I'm being realistic. She's quiet. She won't know anyone. And frankly, his voice dropped into what he thought was kindness. She doesn't really fit the tone we're going for. Veronica's nephew is a junior equestrian champion. Her cousin just got into Yale. It's just, you know. No, I said. I don't. Rachel, don't be sensitive. This day isn't about you. You're right, I said. It's not. I didn't argue. I never did. Marcus had spent 14 years mistaking my silence for surrender, and I'd let him. What Marcus didn't know, because he'd never asked, was what I actually did. After Emma was born, I'd finished my degree at night, then a master's in nonprofit management. For the last 9 years, I'd been the executive director of the Brennan Foundation, a youth scholarship. Fund started with money from our grandfather's estate, the inheritance. Marcus had blown on a condo in Scottsdale before the market crashed. Grandpa Ed had left us equal shares. Marcus spent his in 18 months. I'd built mine into $40 million in assets, funding college for over 3,000 students, most of them first generation, most of them kids the world had already written off. Emma, my shy daughter, had a 4.0 GPA, played competitive chess, and at 13 had already co-authored a published paper on game theory with a professor from MIT, one of our scholarship recipients who mentored her. But Marcus didn't do follow-up questions. He did assumptions. 2 weeks before the wedding, I got a text from Veronica's brother, Andrew. Andrew. Rachel, it's Andrew Calloway. We met briefly at your parents' anniversary. I'm the best man. Can we talk? I called him. Rachel, this is awkward, Andrew said. But Marcus told Veronica that you struggled financially, that you've been asking your parents for help. He suggested we set up a discreet fund to help with Emma's future. My mouth went dry. He said that. Veronica felt terrible. She wanted to contribute, but when I looked you up to send a check, he paused. You're that Rachel Brennan. The Brennan Foundation. Yes. The foundation that gave me a scholarship in 2009. Silence stretched. You're the reason I went to college, Rachel. I waited tables and studied accounting because of that grant. Now I run a firm with 60 employees. His voice cracked. And your brother told me you were barely making rent. Andrew, I said carefully, does Veronica know who I am? Not yet. But she will. And Marcus? He has no idea I'm one of your recipients. He thinks I'm just Veronica's brother, the guy who got lucky in finance. Keep it that way, I said. Why? Because I want to see how far he'll go. The morning of the wedding, Marcus sent a group text to the family. Marcus, reminder, ceremony starts at 4 p.m. sharp. Dress code is black tie. Rachel, since Emma isn't attending, feel free to sit with Mom and Dad in the family section. My mother called immediately. Honey, are you okay? Where's Emma? She's with me, Mom. But Marcus said a lot of things. I'd RSVP'd for 2. I'd bought Emma her dress, and that morning I'd gotten a call from Andrew. Rachel, I told Veronica, she wants you at the head table. That'll cause a scene. Good, he said. Marcus also asked me for a $50,000 loan last month. Said it was for investment liquidity. I checked. He's underwater on 3 credit cards and behind on his car. Does Veronica know? She does now. We arrived at 3:45 p.m. Emma's dress was perfect. My silver gown, Vera Wang, purchased for a foundation gala, made my mother's jaw drop. "Rachel, you look different," I offered. Marcus saw us from across the vestibule. His face went tight. Then he approached with a smile that didn't reach his eyes. "Rachel, Emma." He nodded at my daughter like she was a distant acquaintance. "I thought we agreed." "You agreed," I said. "I RSVP'd for 2. This is my wedding." "I'm aware. Veronica's family will be lovely, I'm sure." His hand caught my elbow. "You're trying to embarrass me." Emma looked up at him with those silver gray eyes. "Hi, Uncle Marcus. Congratulations." He didn't respond. Andrew appeared in a tailored tux, grinning. "Rachel, Emma, so glad you made it." He shook my hand like we were old colleagues, then leaned close. "Veronica wants to meet you before the ceremony." Marcus blinked. "You know each other?" "Oh," Andrew said mildly. "Rachel and I go way back.